As you know, the midterm elections are right around the corner, and Steve Scalise has a good shot at reclaiming his congressional seat for Louisiana's 1st District. In a largely conservative state like Louisiana, you might wonder if we'd ever see a progressive candidate running to represent our home here in the South. Turns out this year, we do. His name is Jim Francis.
Hi, I'm Jim Francis. I'm the candidate running the 1st Congressional District of Louisiana.
Jim is a family man who lives in Covington with his wife Nicole and their son Cooper. He grew up in a middle-class family and was one of 3 kids. He was educated in the public school system. His mother was a homemaker and interior designer, and his father was a teacher who served in the local school board for over 20 years. Well, to start, he's not bought by special interest. Jim only accepts individual campaign contributions, so you know he's representing you and isn't being influenced by some shady corporation. He has been traveling throughout District 1 for months, meeting citizens and discussing the issues people care about. The guy hasn't stopped since his campaign started and is working very hard to spread the message that he represents the working class, not the billionaires. When it comes to education, Louisiana ranks far behind other states, like really far behind. Jim understands that we need to invest more into our public schools and our teachers. Teachers hold one of the most important roles in our society, and that is preparing and educating our children for the world to come. Jim understands that teachers are underpaid for the hard work they do and deserve more. Moving on to healthcare, Jim believes we should be improving our current healthcare system rather than dismantling it. Given the opportunity, Jim would support the Medicare for All bill introduced by Senator Bernie Sanders, ensuring that every Louisianan has access to quality healthcare. Following the recent legalization of marijuana in Canada, Jim has come forward in full support of legalizing cannabis in Louisiana. Legal pot has made its way to 9 states and Washington, D.C. As a result, massive revenue has flowed into these states. With no clear way yet out of Louisiana's growing $41 million in debt, legalizing weed might not be a bad place to start. And as for the most important issue that humanity is facing at the moment, climate change, Jim is not a denier, he is a believer. Jim understands that we need to listen to the scientific community when virtually all unanimously agree that climate change is a global threat that needs to be addressed as soon as possible.
When I was younger, this used to be all land. That little canal would come through, and that was just a ditch. And now we can float a boat through it. I might not be here, maybe 20, 30 years from now. The Gulf of Mexico is going to be in Dulac.
Jim will do what it takes to ensure a cleaner, brighter future for our children and grandchildren, and will work to protect our disappearing wetlands, something of which Steve Scalise is not doing. Jim Francis is running on many other crucial issues, such as raising Louisiana's minimum wage, expanding Social Security, getting big money out of politics, making universities tuition-free, tackling the corrupt private prison industry, and much more. In the most divided time in our nation's modern history, it may be easy to forget that there are still politicians who truly want to do the right thing. And after meeting Jim Francis myself, I feel assured that he is the guy to do the job. Jim's refusal to accept large contributions from super PACs show us that he will work solely in the interest of working class people, not the wealthy few. If you support our teachers, students, mothers, and all other hard workers alike, then you must go out on November 6th and vote. The only way these things will happen is if we make it happen. In the meantime, you can help tremendously by sharing this video with your friends and family, showing your support for Jim. After all, he's running for you. Let's get out and vote for Jim Francis. Thank you for watching.